invite all of you, before even saying anything, just to tune into the energy that is present with us already as we all join together in circle, collectively gestating this incredible book full of wisdom and transformation. Sorry if that was a bit loud. Okay. Hello. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Great to see all your faces. Hello, Sophie. Beautiful to virtually properly connect with you. Yeah. Sophie's joined us. Have we got Kirsty here as well? Kirsty's just slid in at the last minute. So welcome, beautiful women. Welcome to all of you who I haven't seen in the flesh, virtual flesh. Elias, hello. Karina, hello. Joe, Shay, Alison, Zoe, Craig, Ness, beautiful women and men. Great to see you all. I'm really excited to be here today with you guys for this is our third session, but I know it kind of feels like this is our first because the first session we only had a few people joining us, and the second session I had to postpone. So I'm very grateful for you guys for all being okay with me and, you know, honoring of that process. What I wanted to do today with you, actually, just bear with me one sec. I've got to plug in my computer so that it doesn't turn off mid-hypno journey. That would not be fun. Let me do that now. Okay, one sec. So I have a really exciting, powerful session planned today. All right. So we are 4 weeks until our editing date. So May is our writing day, our writing month. Okay, this is the month for writing. If you haven't yet written, I know there's a few of you who've already handed them in. Well done. However, for the vast majority of you, this is going to be the month that you're going to really be focusing on tapping into the energy of pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. All right. So if you've watched the first 2 sessions, and if you haven't, that's okay. If you're kind of fresh to the container, they're all in the guides section. So if you log into the Facebook group and click guides, everything is going to be uploaded there. All of our live trainings. And then I'm also going to be uploading like pre-recorded things that I've done in the past. So for example, there's a session in there on the top 5 stories to tell in your business that really powerfully bring in the right kind of people. And I really recommend that you tap into that training if you haven't yet. Here's Steph. But yes, what we're going to be talking. So the first 2 sessions are important. Okay. What we're doing here with this book, as I have prefaced a few times in our calls and in the videos I've done, it's very different energy to the books that I've done prior to this one, in that it's not just about simple storytelling. Not that it's simple storytelling, only storytelling. Storytelling is incredibly powerful. And I touched on that in the first 2 sessions that I delivered. Last week's session was all about tapping into your personal mythos and uncovering the key archetypes that have revealed themselves to you over your life. And this is very important, right, from a creative perspective, as we begin to see the patterns and the themes and the symbology that has kind of been attracted to our energy and our form that we've taken this lifetime. But with this book, how I see it being different is that it's a real blend, I believe, of story with transmission. Okay, so the way you choose to do that is totally up to you, right? I give great creative license to you guys, my authors. I have full trust and faith in your intuitive guidance, in your creative channels and your intuitive channels. And each and every one of you who has joined us in this project has felt a very strong calling to be here. And I'm just a little raise your hand. Obviously you have because you're here. But I know it's been a strong calling, like the title, the energy, the historical context, everything that's taking place at the moment is all kind of converging, right? For all of us. So that's really fucking exciting, right? Because it means we're going to be bringing together a group of incredible leaders, starseeds, visionaries, way showers, courageous people who are ready to really speak in a way that is impactful and write in a way that is impactful, that shifts the consciousness of the planet at this very, very powerful point in history. So I really want you to like breathe into that today. The power of your voice, the power of your transmission. This is what we're going to be talking about. So very exciting. Few little housekeeping things first. I have slightly shuffled the dates. So that gives us an extra week of writing time. And it also means that we're launching in the Lionsgate portal, which I'm really excited about. Lionsgate's really powerful astrological time. And so how we're going to run this is we're going to open up the launch portal, opening it up on the Monday, the 8th of the 8th. And what we did with the last book, which worked really well, which I think I would like to roll over into this project, is to have a launch party, okay? Like a rolling launch party inside of a particular, like our own Facebook group where we can bring people in. It'll be much easier to kind of send people to a Facebook group rather than a link to sign up, and kind of gets a bit complex. So we'll open the launch. The launch portal will officially energetically open on the Monday, which is the Lionsgate date in Australia. And we have internationals. So obviously you guys are slightly behind. And we can talk about, as we go through the next 3 months until August, we've got plenty of time, but I just wanted to seed it for you now. We can talk about what sort of things we would like to do in there. So what we did with the Unapologetic Project, the last one, was we had a series of roundtable discussions, which worked really, really well, right? We have 22, a few more coming in, potentially up to 24 amazing authors with a really wide variety of experience and expertise and knowledge. And so I feel like this could be a really great thing to bring into our launch portal as well, around like, let's have some powerful consciousness shifting conversations to really get the momentum building for our launch. So the idea is that by the time the Friday hits and our book goes live, we kick off the launch at 9 a.m. Australia, Sydney time. And it will go through until Sunday. We have already a group of people that are really loving what we're about and loving our conversations and feeling really moved and like activated by us, right? And our words, our transmissions. So I feel like this is going to be a really great thing to do for this book as well. And then what we can do is we can roll over this particular group, the Facebook group that we set up, into the Summit group as well. So Summit, we haven't set the official dates. We'll do that in the next week or so. Looking like it will be early to mid-September, and having a group already of people who are already primed to us, to our chapters, to our words, to the amazing mission that we're all about will be super, super helpful. That's what I've noticed from the last books that I did. So I just wanted to prime that for everyone. So today we are talking transmission. And what do I mean by that? Well, you probably will all have your own comprehension and understanding of what transmission means to you. Maybe bear with me one sec. Excuse me. So I think when I've been tuning into this quite a bit, the energy of transmission, what do I mean by blending story with transmission? I feel like transmission, the quality of your transmission is like the unique frequency of your purpose, right? So the questions that we're going to be talking about today is like, what are you a channel for? What are you here to facilitate upon the planet? Sorry. Let's have a drink, 1 minute. Stay hydrated. What is your paradigm shifting message that you feel you're really called to share in this particular book? That's very, very deeply connected with the work you facilitate for your soul tribe. And that's very deeply connected to your personal journey, right? Sorry, guys. A bit of throat chakra stuff going on. And so, yes, makes sense, right? Because it's all about the voice. It's all about your capacity to communicate, okay? Your capacity to really tap into like the potency of your mission and your message. And so I'm going to take you through in a bit. I'm going to take you through a hypno journey that's going to kind of get the conscious mind out of the way, which I feel will be very powerful, because you know, your soul knows, your higher self knows, your conscious mind knows as well, but it likes to overcomplicate things, of course, right? It likes to, you know, we understand what the ego likes to do. So this is the conversation that I want to have with you guys today, and that I really invite you to take into this next week. What am I a channel for? What is my paradigm shifting message? And I say paradigm shifting because here in this in the context of this book, Warriors of Light, Leaders of the Great Awakening, we are shifting the consciousness of the planet through this book, right? It has a very big energy behind it. And I have my reasons for why I believe this is important. I believe the historical significance of what we're living through at the moment is massive. We're in big transitory times. There's a lot going on, bubbling right under the surface energetically. And so for me, the energy of this book has come through in a torrent of energy. Like it's a torrent, it's a tsunami. Very different to the first 3 books that I have done. And I believe that's because of the historical significance of what's happening. However, it doesn't mean that you need to speak to that in your chapter. I will be in mine. You don't need to if you don't feel called to. So we touched on in the last session, hopefully you've had a chance to watch it. If not, that's okay. What do you feel? What's activated within you when you tap into the archetype of the warrior of light? It might be a great opportunity to open up and to have maybe, let's go 3 people who feel they would like to share something that's on their heart as it pertains to that archetype, this warrior of light energy. Who would like to share? I could call randomly. However, I feel like there's 3 people here who have that really clear for them. Yes, Steph, go.
Hey guys, I'll share. The first thing that dropped in for me as soon as you said that, Tash, is equal parts grace and ruthlessness. So for me, that's and that's a real reflection of my life, the journey of my life. So I feel like that is the real golden thread here for me for that archetype of warrior of light.
Powerful. I love that. Equal parts grace and ruthlessness. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. 2 more.
Can you hear me, Tash?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I just wrote something down after watching your last training video. So what resonated with me was Warrior of Light reveals within me the bearer of light, and to continue walking the path of the road less traveled, to give others the courage to walk on their enlightened path away from the darkness, sadness, and depression.
I love that. The courage to walk the road less traveled. Beautiful. And I feel like as you really develop into this golden thread, right? Remembering that what I mean by golden thread, for those who haven't yet tapped into that training, is like the thread, if you imagine your life as a tapestry with many threads woven together, right? What is the golden thread, the key thread that connects your story with the transformation you're here to facilitate in this lifetime, at this time in history, and the energy of this book, and the title of this book, Warrior of Light, Leaders of the Great Awakening. So I feel like, Joe, when we start to peel into this thread for you, when you start to really lean in and write, right, as we're doing this month, that's going to really become a key theme. Do you agree with that? Do you feel that for yourself as well? Beautiful. Okay, 1 more person. Yes.
I can go.
Kirsty, go for it.
Hi, Sophie.
Sophie. Yeah, no, go for it. We'll go Sophie and then we'll go Kirsty. Beautiful.
Sorry.
Go for it, darling. Hello.
Hey. So for me, through what I've been through, my journey, I feel like I've been shedding light on things that you might not look at.
Mhm.
Bring that to the surface, have those conversations, and actually, yeah, shed light on things that we might not talk about or we don't want to look at and we don't want to see.
Mm.
That's kind of, yeah, how I put it into me, what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I very much resonate with that for myself as well, as what I kind of feel for me energetically right now, given everything happening. It's like having the courage to shine the light on the darkness, to bring it into consciousness. Powerful, powerful. Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
And Kirsty, go for it.
Oh, thanks, Tash. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm a naturopath of 17 years, and my biggest passion is working with women and couples for preconception health, which I got that strong kind of mission about 5 or 6 years ago. But since all COVID happening, I had some really strong intuitions that my mission is definitely now, with all of this going on, to protect the DNA of future generations. And that's through the preconception work, pregnancy, and the first 1,000 days of life, and just setting up that to help, to ultimately help heal our planet.
I had the most amazing conversation with Kirsty just before about the importance of this. Yeah. And how, what you said, preconception, did you say up to 4 generations?
Yeah, affects 3 to 4 generations ahead.
Yeah.
The 4-month window before conception.
Of the health of the father and the mother.
Health of the father and the mother. Yes.
Yeah. Huge, hey? Huge.
Yes.
Wow. Powerful. Thank you. So I really invite, obviously, as we're working with this archetype and this theme, I really invite you to continuously lean into this conversation, or to this question, to this inquiry, because it's going to shift and change as you shift and change in your mission. I want to say maybe like as you deepen into your mission, it will deepen. This energy will deepen within you as well. And as I've come to understand with these projects, there's so much more than about just publishing a book. Well, not that it's just publishing a book, that in itself is a big feat. But really what I invite you to all understand is that actually we're birthing a movement here. Yeah, a movement that will live on after the project closes down, after the summit, after the launch. It will live on in the legacy of the book that we have, that we will collectively birth, and it will spark seeds of awakening for the people that come in contact with it. So we're energetically going to be, I see it as like spell casting, almost like weaving powerful, not spell casting, but like weaving powerful energetic codes into the text, into the words that we are writing. Okay. So this process that I'm going to be inviting you all to take this month is to bring great consciousness to your words, to your communication, to your writing, to your speaking, and to recognize, that every time you open your mouth, you're actually in transmission. You are a channel at all times. You are transmitting at all times. I wholeheartedly believe the creative channel and the intuitive channel are the same. And what we are being called to do is essentially like dilate our channels open, right? Open wide to receive. So this question, what are you a channel for? What is that? What is the change that you deeply desire, and not desire, that you're here to initiate upon the planet? If you think of, this convergence point that we're at, this inflection point that we're at right now, where we're like at the edge of 2 very, very different timelines, I believe, going in very different directions. What do you stand for? What do you stand against? And I want this to be like, for you guys, like every cell in your body is online with your mission. Every cell in your body is online, is activated. Like it oozes out of your body. It oozes out of the energy in which you speak, the mission that you are here to fulfill. Let me have a look at my notes. So this is like the frequency of your legacy. So So I want you just to kind of tune into that. Close down your eyes for a minute. Like, what is the frequency of my legacy? What does that feel like? Obviously, we can tap into what it looks like, but what does the frequency feel like? When you sit with the change and the transformation that you believe is possible for this great planet that we live on, as a way shower and a starseed potentially, here to enact an awakening. What is the frequency of that? What does that feel like? Feel it in your body first. And I invite you to ask yourself this question, and we're going to move into a hypno journey around this, but I'm going to seed it for you now. What am I a channel for? Okay. So, back to your bodies. We're going to shuffle into our hypno journey. And you don't have to, but I'm going to turn off my video. If you want to turn off your video, you're most welcome to. If that's going to kind of help you tune into your inner world and your inner landscape. I know it does for me. Okay. So I can really like focus on my channel opening to transmit what needs to come through. So I'm going to do that. I'm still here. You'll still hear me. You just won't see me. So you're welcome to, if you would like to do that as well. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm actually just going to demonstrate one thing. Okay, sorry, coming back. So with the particular type of hypno work that I do, it's called RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy. So we're not going to do a full, complete RTT transformation. We're going to do like a journey, essentially. But the first part of this is what I'm going to ask you to do is keep your head straight and raise your eyelids as high as they can go. So when I ask you to do this, it's important you don't look up like that. You want to keep your head straight, and it's like as if you're looking into the top of your eyelids. And I'm going to ask you to do this for a few breaths with your eyes open, and it's going to feel a bit uncomfortable. And then I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, but keep your eyelids, close your eyelids, but keep your eyes raised. Okay. And this is like a really rapid way that we can activate REM and that we can really get you into that hypnotic state. Okay. Does that feel clear for everyone? Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is ask you to raise your hands out like this. So if that means you might tap your computer like this, yeah, in front of you. If that means you might hit your computer, you might want to just push your chair back a little bit so that you can do that without being interrupted. Okay. All righty. Let's go. Everyone, please make sure your sound is off. Okay, let's have one more sip. Alrighty. Breathing in, keeping your eyes open. And I want you to look up as high as you possibly can. Keep your eyeballs up. And keeping your eyeballs up, I want you to take in a big, deep breath in and out. And once again, breathing in and out. Can you feel your eyelids beginning to flutter? If so, that's good. This is REM, rapid eye movement, and it means that you're beginning to tap into the suggestibility of hypnosis. Taking another breath, breathing in, breathing out, and now you can just forget all about your eyes. Close down the eyelids, release the eyeballs. Make yourself comfortable and take in another big, deep breath all the way in and all the way out as your eyes and the muscles and nerves in and around your eyes become heavy, droopy, drowsy. And your eyes are actually almost beginning to feel as if they've been glued shut, sealed shut, locked tight. To the point that you'll find that the harder you try to open your eyes, the more they feel glued shut, sealed shut, locked tight. So just forget all about your eyes now and allow a beautiful drifting, floating, feeling sensation to develop in your body. And I want you to just drop your chin down a fraction so you have that same looking down sensation you get when you look over a balcony or down a flight of stairs. And as I count down, I want you to begin to see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet treading each and every step as you begin to go deeper. So right now you're moving on to step 10 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9 and you can see your feet treading each step down as you go even deeper still. Taking step 8 and you can hear your feet making contact with every step as you travel deeper. You're taking step 7 and you can feel your feet treading each step as you go even deeper still. You're taking step 6 and every sound, every noise, every movement around you is carrying you further, deeper, way deeper, right down into a deeper state of hypnosis. You're taking step 5, you're halfway down, go deeper. You're taking step 4 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go even deeper still. You're taking step 3, going into an even deeper awareness of yourself. You're taking step 2, going deeper into your own internal state. You are taking step 1, go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. And as I click my fingers, you begin to go even deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. And deeper just means going deeper into an even deeper awareness of yourself right now. Try to open your eyes, find that they are locked tight, go deeper. Try to open your eyes, find that they are glued shut, go deeper. Try to open your eyes, find that they are fused together, go deeper, go deeper, 10 times deeper, 50 times deeper, 100 times deeper. And that's perfect, okay. So, of course, hypnosis is not about being asleep. In fact, it's a sleep of the nervous system. It's about being suggestible. And I already know that you are incredibly suggestible, and I'm going to show you just how suggestible you are. So just stretch out your arms for me right now in front of you. And I'm going to tell you that in the center of your palms, you have 2 powerful magnets. And as soon as I tell you to let go, you'll begin to feel the pull of those magnets drawing your arms together. And once your hands begin to touch, your arms will drop down into your lap and you will go into a much, much deeper state of awareness. So stretching these arms out, begin to picture 2 magnets right at the center of your palm. Now you can begin to feel the pull, the force, the current of these incredibly powerful magnets pulling your arms together. Your arms are moving together, pulling together, drawing together. You are being moved, being pulled, being drawn even deeper as the power of these magnets begin to intensify and you feel your hands drawing even deeper still. You are being moved, pulled, drawn even deeper. And when your hands begin to meet, you will go even deeper. Drift deeper, sink deeper, go deeper. As your magnets in your hands begin to touch, you will go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, breathing deeper, sinking deeper, going deeper. And I'm going to show you just how incredibly relaxed you are. As I click my fingers once again, you're going to go 10 times deeper, 50 times deeper, 100 times deeper. Deeper means, of course, into an even deeper awareness of yourself. And the deeper you go, the more relaxed you are. Of course, hypnosis is a sleep of the conscious mind, but you are very much listening with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is awake. and it will record absolutely every word you receive today. And so we're going to ask your brilliant subconscious mind to open up today and to take you on a journey, a powerful journey, a journey to connect with your higher self, to download, to receive your soul's highest level transmission. Now, this process has the potential to completely shift the way you communicate in your business, the way you communicate and articulate the mission that you are on in this lifetime, at this precise time in history, to fulfill. Taking in a beautiful, big, deep breath. And I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you're walking towards a beautiful temple. And it may remind you of an ancient temple full of ancient history and energy. And as you walk into this space, you feel your energy expand, you feel your breath elongate, and you notice that this temple you stand in front of is very, very vast. There are tall, beautiful walls that go soaring up into the sky, and at the top is a beautiful dome. And at the center of the dome is an opening, and the sun is high in the sky, and the sunlight is pouring down through that opening, making a tunnel of light coming down from the top, illuminating into a circle in the middle of the temple. And in this space, in the middle of this temple, is two chairs facing each other. And as you continue to walk into this space, you notice a being glowing and shining is waiting for you by the chairs. And as you come even closer, you recognize this being, and this feeling of recognition lights up every single cell in your body. This being smiles at you, and this smile touches you to the core of your soul, radiating beauty, radiating love, radiating compassion, softness, strength, light. You actually see their light reach out, and as it touches you, you're filled with such happiness, such joy, peace, calm. You keep walking into this energy, and this being fully accepts you, embraces you in a wonderful, warm hug filled with warmth and love and compassion and understanding and acceptance. And they invite you in to sit down in the chair, and they sit in the other. And as you gaze into their eyes, you realize something you already knew, that this being is you, your higher self, your divine self, your soul self, and they are so, so happy that you are here. And they desire to share with you some very, very important wisdom today. So if you're ready to hear these words, you nod your head and you say in your mind's eye, yes, I am ready to hear and accept your wisdom today. And your higher self says, I love you so much, and I'm always with you. And I want you to know that I'm always here to help you and to share my wisdom. And in fact, I want to share 7 pieces of wisdom with you today. And as you sit in your chair, you feel your cells in your body begin to open up to receive the wisdom that comes through. And I'm going to start with 7 sentences. And I want you to allow your higher self to complete these sentences for you today. The important lesson you came in this lifetime to learn is this. The strength that I want to celebrate in you is what? The strength that is ready to emerge is what? the limiting story it's time to let go of is what? And listening now quietly to the most important piece of wisdom that your higher self is here to impart to you. What is your highest level transformation that you are here to facilitate for the planet? What are you a channel for? What is your soul level transmission? And allowing that beautiful drifting, floating feeling to continue in your body as you begin to remember once again that you are aware and you are not aware. You are listening, but you are not listening. And as you begin to go deeper, your conscious mind once again begins to drift away as you concentrate with your subconscious mind. And deeper means that you are getting more involved in your own internal state. So for a minute now, let yourself go deeper. Let yourself move deeper with every breath you take, and just think for a minute about the readiness that you have within you to communicate your highest level transmission in a way that is utterly powerful, in a way that is exquisite, in a way that shifts the consciousness of your community, that has a ripple effect of consciousness shifting energy across the entire planet. And I want you to think about leaning into your capacity to trust yourself. In fact, you don't have to think about it anymore, because you do lean into your ability to trust yourself. You trust your channel. You trust that you know exactly what you have to say, what you desire to write, what is being called to communicate through you at every single moment in time. You don't have to worry about what other people are going to think or how they're going to react, because you understand in the core of your being that you have the ability to wield your words like a sword that cuts through fallacy, that cuts through darkness, that cuts through noise. And you know that as you begin to become more confident in your voice, what a difference this will make, not only in your business, but for the trajectory of the planet. Breathing into this, knowing that on a personal level, the more you trust yourself and your ability to communicate with power and potency, you will begin to attract the kinds of clients who are willing to show up with you, take responsibility for their healing, the true soulmate clients that are the ones here to resonate with the highest frequency of you and your mission, you and your message, you and your soul's communication. And that these are the people who are looking for you to ascend with on their journey. They are looking for the transformation that is your soul's mission to facilitate. And as you breathe even deeper still, you begin to understand in every single cell of your body the power of you deepening into your message, into your story, into your communication and your expertise. You know right now with absolute certainty that you are here on this planet at this precise point in history for a very powerful and specific purpose. Yes, you are a warrior of light, a leader of the great awakening. Your soul knows you have this role to play, and now your human self is on board with your mission too. And as you go deeper into this beautiful drifting, floating sensation of deep hypnosis, you are already aware of a profound transformation that is beginning to take place in you. You're realizing that, yes, you have an ability to inspire thousands upon thousands of people all around the world just with your voice, your communication, your writing, your story, your transmission. Your words are spells. This is why we call it spelling, and it is your job to cast spells of awakening upon your people. These spells of awakening will inspire them to think differently, to operate differently, and it is your role to teach them the skills that add up to their consciousness shifting. Your job is to facilitate profound shifts in their thinking, in their perception, in their consciousness. And you have the ability to do this with the precision upon which you speak, with the precision upon which you communicate. You have the tremendous confidence to strike the tone of truth in your communication. You speak, people listen. You write, people listen. And they listen because they are feeling the potency in your truth. And as you go deeper right now, just seeing yourself taking this to the next level. See yourself taking your writing, your communication, your bravery in your business, in your leadership to the next level. Focus on what you want to be, how you want to be, how you want to be in your business, how you want to be as a leader. Focus on how you know you can be in your business. Focus on how you are becoming, how you are deepening into this incredibly profound ability to change the world through your message, for your story. And as you breathe, knowing that what you see and focus on your mind will automatically move towards. Your mind is an automatic goal-seeking device programmed to take you towards that which you focus on. And you are focusing on being confident, on trusting your ability to change the world with your voice, on trusting your capacity to transmit, on trusting your channel, on trusting your intuition, trusting your creativity, trusting that at every single point, at every single time, you have every single resource you need. You are focusing on sharing your light with the world right now, on anchoring your light for the betterment of humanity. And now is the time for you, warrior of light, to shine like you've never shined before. And as you listen to my words, you focus on that which you move towards. You're directing your mind. You have the power to choose how you are going to think and feel and act. And you are choosing to move towards greater and greater trust, to deepen into your confidence, to secure and acknowledge the knowledge that you were born with a phenomenal amount and capacity to trust your soul's direction. So, taking a big, deep breath, feeling every cell in your body open up to receive those words, to receive this transmission, to receive these directions that you are directing your subconscious mind to do. And on the count of 1, taking a breath, we're going to begin to ascend back into the conscious realms, feeling amazing, feeling at ease, feeling light. On the count of 2, feeling safe, feeling secure. Tapping into your knowing that you have every resource you need. On the count of 3, feeling the truth about you, the truth about your soul and its mission here on the planet at this lifetime. On the count of 4, filling up your lungs, taking a big deep breath as you feel sensation and energy flood back into your body, feeling your feet activated on the floor, feeling your legs sitting on the chair, feeling your neck, beginning to move your neck, bringing some energy and motion back into your body. And on the count of 5, opening your eyes, coming back to your surroundings, breathing with us right now, present and awake. Okay. And if you have your camera off, I invite you to turn it on. And we have Annabelle, who's just joined us, and I will just let her in. Hi, Annabelle. I'm sorry I couldn't let you in. We were halfway through a hypno journey and I didn't want there to be any distracting noise, darling. So you will need to go back and listen from the beginning to this session, but welcome. Hello.
All right. Sorry.
That's okay, sweetheart. That's absolutely fine. Oh, we're back. Hello, everyone. How are you feeling? Does anybody want to take themselves off mute and share with us, share with the group how that process was for you? What came through for you from your higher self, your transmission, soul level, highest level? Who would like to share? Oh, okay, I'm going to call. I want to hear from Elias, and I'll spotlight you.
Hello, Tash and everybody.
Hello.
Can everyone hear me? Can you clearly
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
Wow, you felt me, hey? I was talking in my head and you called me.
Say that again.
You heard me talking to myself.
Yes, I probably did.
So, yeah, that was really beautiful. Actually, I did really connect with my body and dropped in.
Beautiful.
What did come to me is the work that I do, which how to empower others, to activate others and empower them into becoming their best version of themselves and finding their own power within, so they can go and create that ripple. And so this is what came to me really clearly, and I kind of pictured myself and saw myself in the space and how I could be continuing this, and also how to craft the words around the story and the transmission, and this has started to come in different ways, but it's still vague for me. It's up in the air, like it's close, but it's still up here. Tapping into it.
Okay. Did that help you to start to tap in energetically into what's there, the potentiality of what you are calling in?
100%.
Great. Thank you for sharing. Who else would like to share? Otherwise I'll call on someone too. Shay, is that you unlocking muting? Hello, darling.
Hear me?
Hello, yeah.
I didn't even have it muted. I didn't realize I didn't have it muted at all.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been probably someone that's been really open my whole life, and like I can drop down into hypnotherapy and past lives and everything really, really quickly. And really, I'm really sort of sensitive in that way. But like I can drop down into hypnotherapy. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No, go for it.
Yeah, but lately I've been sort of flipping that, and I feel like I'm really not blocked now, but just it's really like coming down into the body, so I don't tap out easily. So it's a really different sort of feeling going to therapy or anything like that now. It's really, really grounded and really supposed to be really strong and sort of really now in my body in every moment, whereas before I felt I didn't really have any boundaries with any of those things. And I felt the same with like when I was a child, I would always sort of feel like lots of people would say back then, like, oh, you're a light warrior or you're a light being. And I didn't really even know what that was like when I was young. But I felt like when I was young, it was more like I was friendly to everyone and I would just be really happy all the time. But I didn't really have that many strong, hard lessons or really hard things that had happened to me. And then in the last 10 years, it's been like one after another of like, what the hell? And
I hear you there.
The light's so different. It's really like I feel really like it's strong and it's got like a direction, but now I feel like it's not just fluffy and like everyone like me. It's more like I know I trigger a lot of people now, but then I also feel like I can do a lot to help people. So it's been a real I feel like it's been really different.
Sounds like you've been forged, energetically forged in the last decade.
Yeah, that's the best. Like we needed to make you really strong so that you handle what you were going to do, but it's
and this is important, right? Because especially when we're speaking or communicating or writing, hashtag without filter, which we can do when we're publishing. We can't really sometimes, do that on social media because of the censorship issues. But even still on social media as well, like we have to be energetically ready for the potential shockwaves that might come back as a result of the words that we put out there. So this is something we'll be talking about as we kind of get closer to the launch. And I think it's an important time to just begin to frame that, because our words have a ripple effect, right? We have our energy has a ripple effect. And when we put out powerful prose, as every person over history has experienced when they speak out in a way that might be contradictory to the narrative or upsetting of the status quo, right? We'll attest to, it has a ripple effect, and sometimes it can be a shockwave that comes back. So it's about fortifying your energetics to be able to hold that. And I feel like that's very relevant with what you're going through, what you've been through the last decade.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Freedom's one of my highest values as well, but the way, like, it my highest as well. But how to get there has been especially now coming into the time that we're in. Some people that, and it challenges people to lose a lot of control, and I think that's what triggers people sometimes. But I'm also will fight for that freedom on it.
Yeah.
Well,
who resonates with that freedom being a highest value? I feel like everyone in this book does, right? Because it's indicative. It's not in the title, but it's energetically in the title, right? Yeah, very powerful. Thank you, Shay. Thanks for sharing, darling. Is there anything else on your heart?
No, that's good. Another call from my child who's at school, always rebelling, and I always looking for high levels of freedom. So I'm going to ignore. I'll be calling.
I hear you. Okay, sweetheart. Zoe, did I see you raise your hand there? Hello.
I'm happy to go next.
Yes, please go for it.
So I had a very I went very deeply, I felt, and felt like as soon as you took us to the temple, I felt very at home in the temple. And when we met sort of face to face with our soul self, I think is how I remember it. I had this and I haven't had this before, very elven-y kind of face there, and very real light priestess kind of face. And so I sort of communed with her for a while, and I almost felt like I was doing activities at the time that we were in communion. I saw myself walking around the temple and lighting things and doing things. Beautiful. And then but then I had this kind of this link that happened between this light-filled kind of elven-y self and this being also had like a horse with her, but this horse was almost feel embarrassed to say, quite unicorn-like.
Yes, beautiful. No, beautiful.
So it was like an elven horse, and otherworldly, mythical, and then I had this spectrum thing happen, and I saw me squatting down on the earth from another lifetime with my hands on the earth, and this really deep earth channel, which had, so it was a bit more if I had to put a culture to it, maybe a Native American kind of culture. I was wearing very little clothes. It was it's just really in my earth element. I felt the heat of the sun, and I felt there wasn't a lot of vegetation around, and then there was this horse standing behind me as well, and it was a very different horse from the other horse. In fact, the other one wasn't really a horse, but it had that energy about it. And so I guess what my conscious mind is thinking of that, it felt really I feel very connected to both, and the spectrum in between, and I feel like this speaks to who I am in this life, and the work that I do in this life is very much you know, it is taking women primarily, but Elias and I are on this journey of the masculine and feminine now, which is really epic. But yeah, primarily it's been doing like deep womb work, deep earth-centered practice, deep, you know, connecting in that way. And I've done a lot of work with horses, wild horses, and yeah, and then also like that the temple. I find everywhere I go I create a temple, and I kind of connect to those higher frequencies very easily. And like Shay, I really related to what you spoke about with the sensitivity and now of the child, and the easy intuitive abilities, and that access to drop into these spaces. That's been there from very young, but there was a fragility around that. And as I've gotten older, and as the time that we're in, it's like I feel I've never felt more clear and more powerful, more grounded and more ready. And the sensitivity is there, but it's very different from the sensitivity that I had as a child. It's more like a rod of connectivity that keeps me very true to myself and sort of what's going on. So
powerful, really powerful. I love that imagery, what you've just shared. And I know, knowing a little bit about your experience with horses in younger years makes a lot of sense. Yeah. What came through for you in relation to, like, what are you a channel for? What is that transmission that you are here to be a channel for?
Yeah, I actually had a bit of insight around that, because even though I'm very clear on all the corruption, all the darkness, all the shit that's going down at the moment, and you know, I feel like you know, there's been a lot of unveiling of a lot of people are waking up to that. I actually feel that there's something beyond that for me, and that's what my part is. Like I got a really strong sense that, because I used to sense it as a child and I didn't know how to put words to it, but I sense that the elements could be of a very different frequency, and I used to get sort of visions of how we could be with animals differently, and that communication and that frequency, and how we could be with our food differently, and how we could be with each other differently. And so for me, I think what I bring is the sense of, you know, yes, we're in a time of great transition, and we're in a time of great dissolution where all the systems are breaking down, all the corruption's going to be revealed more and probably get heavier, all that sort of stuff. But there's a new world building beyond that, and that's of a very different frequency, and that's what I'm really passionate about, bringing through in transition. And yeah, so
powerful. Who resonates with that? Yeah. Love it. I love it. I also really invite you to extend your, I guess, for want of a better word, like your awareness into that new world, that great awakening, that new earth. And what does it look like for all of you? What does that world look like? What does she smell like? How does she feel? How do her people feel? Thank you. Who else wants to share? Yes, Karina, go for it. Hello.
Hello. I've been getting messages from my mum.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all welcome here.
She left this earth 6 months ago. And it's like she's landed and is flowing through me about acceptance.
Wow.
And about what it's like where she is, and that when she had her life here on earth, it was wrong. Like, what she did wasn't right. With regards to acceptance, I think, sorry, I'll get my shit together in a sec.
It's totally okay. It's all welcome. Yeah.
It just
All
it's
of
blown
it.
me away completely.
Did she come through in that hypno journey for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an hour, but like when I write, and I know she's channeling through me because my writing goes really small and I can hardly fucking read it. Like, write clearer so I can read it. She said I can't because I'm a spirit now.
Ah,
She used to write really neatly, like what the fuck.
yeah.
Anyway, so my mum, and she's sitting right here near me, they were very big Christians, and I married a transgender woman, and there was a lot of acceptance that had to happen for me and for my partner, but also for them because they were big Christians. So what's happening is that's my thing, is about acceptance, and it's about equality. And yeah, that's what she's trying to help me write about, I think.
How powerful.
Mm.
How powerful. I can very much feel the potency in that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Freaky, actually.
Yeah. So just breathing into the bigness of that experience. Yeah. Allow yourself to really land. And allow whatever needs to come as in response to that to come. No judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah. And if you need to like get outside, get your feet in the dirt, go for a walk.
Yeah, I've got a big thing to do today. I'm going to resign from my job. I've got my letter ready to go.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, I know.
That's huge. Massive. Wow.
Trust.
Okay.
Trust.
Trust
Thank you.
is the key word.
Sorry,
Thank you.
it's ever since I met you and ever since this come up, that's started to come through. I'm like, well, this is just freaking me out a bit, but it's okay. We'll just roll with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's intuition and creativity are the same channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. So yeah, guys, expect that could happen, and it has happened for me as well. And as much as you can, acceptance to it, right? No non-judgment. I think we're born this way, yeah, and then we kind of block it all off. And then the second half of life is like, I'm blocking it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, darling.
Thank you.
And as well, I really want to invite all of you to use this space, use this Facebook group, use these calls, communicate, like really, yeah, use us as much as you need. Lean on the group, especially as we start getting closer to our date. Your shit is going to come up. Guarantee it, right? It happens, especially when it comes to publishing. I can see Steph nodding her head. She's done this process with me before. Naomi has done this process with me. Annabelle, yeah, like it happens. It's just what's going to happen. And it's powerful, right? It comes up. It's another layer, another opportunity, and another opportunity for release. So use the group, speak with us, go live, share what's on your heart. If you're feeling yourself go into resistance, being, I don't know what to say, or, oh my God, I have to clean my house. The best thing you can do in that space, in my experience, is to just communicate where you're at. Go live, tell the group, I'm in resistance. I'm having a meltdown. I need to be witnessed right now in my experience. Yeah, the group will hold you. We will hold you energetically. Would anyone else like to share?
Tarsha, just wanted to say that I resonated so much with Karina.
Yes.
The moment you said mother, because my dad showed up in my meditative state, and I have meditated around this, and it has never happened before. So it's the first time that he appeared, and he passed away 16 years ago. But, he's always around. So, and he's also my idol when it comes to writing. He was a journalist, a lawyer, an English professor. He did it all. He was even a rebel. Wow. So he appeared, and he just told me to let it all go.
Yeah. Oh, I've got goosebumps flooding my body. How powerful.
You know, because here I was on the first step of where you were taking us. I was still so much in my head. And finally, he appeared out of nowhere and just told me, let it all go. Just let it all go. And Karina, I'm also with a trans woman. I'm also with a woman in a context of Christianity. So I resonated a lot with that. Gave me goosebumps too when you were talking about that. So that's real. That I just wanted to really share that with you and send you and let you know I feel you so much. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful synchronistic connection. And there will be so many more as we continue to deepen into this journey. So unless there's anyone burning with something to say, for Annabelle and Naomi, Natalie, just quickly, we did a hypno journey process. So I really encourage you to go back to the recording in the Facebook group and watch from the beginning. It goes for about 45, 50 minutes, thereabout. We weren't journeying for that long, but maybe 35, 40 minutes. And so the best, are you on the live? Beautiful. Yay. Great. So the best advice I have for you now is to fucking write. Put pen to paper, fingers to keyboard, and please make it a practice, right? The more you write daily, if you can, and you make it a habit, it's not about feeling like, we're going to wait till I feel like I want to write. It's actually about making it a part of your practice to write every day. And this is going to be so, so powerful for your business, for your content creation. I want to flag everything that we talk about in here as it relates to business and strategy is directly applicable for your content. Every single piece of it. It's creativity, it's art. It's the art form of writing and communicating. So please translate it. The more you write, the more you open yourself up to the inspiration that is around you at every single millisecond of every single day, the more it will flow. Okay. So I have, whether it's a 30-minute, 20-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute practice of simply putting pen to paper or fingertips to keyboard and allowing yourself to be the channel. I also really encourage you, if you're aware of your human design as well, to look into how you like what, from an energetic perspective, how are you coded to respond how are you coded to create? So for me, I'm a manifesting generator. I will always be in so much more flow when I write in response to something that I notice in my environment, right? Or a conversation, something that I see, something that inspires me. When I sit down and I'm not writing in response, it's like I have to really pull it from my head, and I know that it's not flowing, right? It's kind of cranial. So that's definitely, and I know Shay is an absolute master in this. I'm actually about to book in a session with Shay about this topic because it's so, so, so powerful. So if you want to know more about that, definitely Shay's your woman. And yeah, we're going to be having weekly sessions for May. Okay. So there's 1 week that we are not meeting on a Monday. We're going to be meeting on a Thursday, and that will be the 18th. I'm doing a drum making workshop on the Monday and Tuesday, which I'm really excited about. So I'm not going to be around. So please, if you haven't yet clicked on the link, it's tagged in announcements. There's a link to kind of, sign up for the calls so that you can then auto populate them into your calendar. And I really recommend that you do that as well, so that it's there and you're not going to be double booking anything. If you need me to tag you in that link, just let me know, but it is in the announcements at the top of the group. Okay. If there's no more questions, is there any more questions? Any more comments? Okay. Drink lots of water. Yes. Did you have something, Zoe? Go for it.
So I just had the thought maybe to ask if there's 2 of us writing, so Elias and I writing together, do you have any, obviously if we're on our own, then just writing.
Sure.
Have any suggestions about the regularity and how to merge and all that kind of stuff?
Well, this is where you guys need to decide, right? Are we going to be kind of writing the whole chapter together? Are we going to break it down into half? Are we going to do segment by segment? Like, there's lots of different ways that you can weave it. And I think getting clear on that first is going to be important. Okay. So then the second thing, of course, is like going through these processes, like what are the key themes, you know, what's really from this business that you guys are birthing, and maybe extrapolating it from there. You know, what is the convergence point for the business, for you guys energetically, for the book? Kind of where does that all meet in the middle? You probably will already have been in conversation about this, I imagine, and the ideas are probably already flowing. So, I mean, I think what would be a really powerful thing to do is to do a weekend immersion, you know, like pick a weekend, get into the yurt or out into nature or wherever it is. And if you're going to be weaving the chapter together, not like segment by segment, that would be fucking powerful, I imagine, like going really deep. And I can see how much creativity will be unlocked from doing that together as well. That's what I would recommend. However, feel free to be in touch with me if you have questions, and I'll likewise in the Voxer thread, I can let you know other things that come through. You guys are the first people that I've had that are co-creating a chapter. It's going to be a great experience. I know it'll be a wonderful experience for you both, considering you're on the precipice of launching a new business. Yeah, really cool. How does that sound? Any questions of what I said?
No, that feels good.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, there's many ways you could reverse engineer it based on your offerings, on your journey. Like, sky's the limit, really. It's about what I would be looking at would be like what are we a channel for collectively as an energetic unit? What is this like? Because I believe our businesses have their own energies, right? So what is the energy of our business that we are here to give life to together? And what is our business a channel for? And see what comes from there.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
You.
Okay, anyone else? Lovely to see all of you in person. Well, you know, virtually in person. Yeah, please make sure obviously if you can't come to some of the calls, that's fine. However, the calls are really powerful. They'll all be very different. So I think our next one will probably be more of a story weaving session, where we can do hot seat coaching. We can dive into your threads. Bit more of a straight up kind of session dedicated to everyone who's live. And then the next sessions will be maybe a bit more strategic, maybe another energetic process like we did today. They'll all be really different. Okay. Awesome. All righty. What did Natalie say? Natalie say that Hypnogenny was very powerful. Thank you. I'd love to hear what you received from that. Pop it in the comments. All righty. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh, Craig, you waiting on with me? Craig, are you going to hang around? Where are you? Where'd you go? Yep. Are you still happy to hang around, Craig?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All righty. Bye, everyone. Take care. I will stop the share.